This is Hareen Kalyanji, pharmacist and owner of the Chemist Pharmacy, and we'll be going over the proper technique for subcutaneous self-injection at home. First, you'll obtain your medication with our free delivery, whether it's to your doorstep or at work. Bring that home and prepare your injection area where you're going to be preparing all your supplies and doing your administration. Depending on your medication, please check the frequency. It may be a daily dose or a weekly dose depending on the medication type. So when you open your package at home, on top you're going to find some information regarding self-injection and dosing. We'll also have a placard for a resource portal where you can download additional guides and instructional videos like this. Inside the cooler, you'll have a sealed pack of subcutaneous injections, your medication with alcohol swabs, and a few ice packs for cold storage. To prepare your medication and supplies properly, first you'll need your medication itself, and please read the instructions that are on the label. This prescription we have here today has the instructions to inject 0.25 ml or 25 units for the proper dose of semaglutide. You'll need 2 alcohol swabs and a subcutaneous injection syringe. The first step for self-injection at home would be to wash your hands. So please use soap and water, thoroughly wash your hands, commonly sing happy birthday twice, and then you're ready to sanitarily start the preparation for your self-injection. Now once that step is done, you're going to need your syringe, alcohol swabs, and your medication in front of you. The next step is to safely and properly prepare the dose itself. When you receive the medication from the pharmacy, you'll have a green cap as a protective plastic covering. You'll simply push up to remove that cap. It'll snap off. This is not something that goes back on. You can discard that green cap. Now on top of the vial itself, there is a rubber stopper. That is what we're going to be cleaning with the alcohol swab itself. So proper technique is to wipe 3 times to the top of the vial. Now we've effectively removed the bacteria and pathogens on top of the rubber stopper. Next step would be to take your clean syringe, remove the protective caps, and draw the same amount of volume that the dose requires. So in our example here today, we need 25 units or 0.25 ml. Now for easy comparison, 1 ml is equivalent to 100 units, and that's how the conversion works commonly. You may hear dosing in mLs or you may hear dosing in units. So today we're drawing 25 units, so I'm going to draw 25 units of air in the syringe. Now how you measure the dose itself is going to be the top black line. So on a insert and plunger, the top of the plunger is going to be the top black line in the syringe itself. So we're here at 25. Next, we'll take off the protective needle cap, insert the syringe directly at a 90-degree angle into the vial. Now I recommend keeping this on a flat surface so the needle itself doesn't bend during this process. Now as we go directly into the vial, we will then invert the vial upside down, insert the air, and then slowly pull down on the plunger in a vertical fashion to withdraw the medication itself. Now the reason we displace the air with the liquid is so the pressure doesn't build up or create a vacuum inside the vial. Now as you've seen, I've withdrawn over 25 units. So if you have too much liquid in your syringe, you can simply tap the syringe to ensure all the air bubbles go to the top, and then gently push the plunger back into the vial till you get to the proper dose for your administration. So in our example here, we have 25 units in the syringe itself. Now that we have our dose prepared, we don't want anything to touch the tip of the needle. It's also not advised to try to recap because you may accidentally poke your finger. So you can leave this on a flat surface, or you can tip it on top of the cap itself. And now we're going to prepare the injection site. Now, subcutaneous means under the skin. We are not going deep enough to penetrate the muscle itself. That would be an intramuscular injection. So for subcutaneous, the proper areas for injection would be around the belly button area, in the fatty tissue near the stomach, on the upper thighs, or behind the arm. Now, if you're doing this alone at home, your upper thighs or your belly button area might be the easiest areas to access. So in our scenario here, we're going to be prepping about 1 inch away from the belly button. So I can show you how to do that here. We'll take a new clean alcohol swab and prep the area for injection. So we're going to go about 1 inch away from the belly button itself. We're going to let that air dry over the next 10-12 seconds. And then for this example, I'm just going to be using a water syringe instead of the medication itself. So then when you're ready to inject, you're going to just clasp the area where you're going to inject, and kind of, you don't have to hold it very firmly. It's more of a gentle hold to bunch up the skin, because the needle itself is about 1/2 inch. It's going to penetrate the skin and leave a depot of medication right beneath the skin. So here, the first time is the hardest. It's the most anxious moment to inject yourself for the very first time. Oftentimes it doesn't hurt at all. There's no blood or pain. It gets much easier the more often you do it. So here we're going to go straight in at a 90-degree angle to your skin. I would go to a medium speed directly in, push all the way in. Now push the plunger into the syringe itself, and then pull directly out. That's the whole administration right there. Then we're going to discard of the syringe in a safe manner. I would recommend either a sharps container, or if you have an empty hard plastic container at home, such as a empty milk jug or a Gatorade container, would be a great way to discard that. Now, when you're done administering the medication at home, majority of the medications for self-administration are going to be stored in the refrigerator. So I'd recommend putting the medication back in the vial itself, and then actually taking the next step and putting this in the plastic bag that it came with, just because most of the times we're going to be storing this in your main refrigerator. So this way, food, etc. in the fridge doesn't interfere or contaminate anything with the prescription. Now, you can also store this in a separate mini refrigerator if you have a separate one for medications or cosmetics, to keep it away from children or anyone else in the household. Now, if you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to us at the pharmacy. You can call us directly at our pharmacy phone number, 281-969-7346. You can come in person. We'd love to counsel or help you with administrations. We're located in Sugar Land. That's 4821 LJ Parkway, Sugar Land, Texas, 77479. Or you can simply email us if you have any questions, and we can answer you right away. And then that email is TCP, it's an acronym for our pharmacy, the Chemist Pharmacy, TCP@thechemistfarm.com. And farm is short for pharmacy, PHARM.